The artist's statement. Our house in the middle of the gallery. The house, once a family of trees, seeks its own roots. The planed wood reaches through the crumbling paint to nurture and offer nutrients to the moss, lichen, and new growth that pushes through the cracks. The house is the mother tree making offerings, sacrificing her own ambitions and reaching further towards the sky. And global warming asks the sky to fall on us. Nearly 200 years ago, the artist Thomas Cole painted his premonition, The Course of the Empire. Those paintings take us through the evolution of humanity, beginning with the savage state and ending with isolation. And after destruction returns nature. People abandon rural areas and move to other places, and nature reclaims the land and the structures left behind. But humans also move into natural areas, causing nature to retreat. It seems we are locked in this eternal struggle, with nature always there, waiting to take back what is probably rightfully theirs. In the case of this house, nature has the upper hand, perhaps cleaning up after humanity has gone too far and caused its own demise with the environmental disasters it's brought upon itself. The house is placed precariously on a pedestal, the edges overhanging the abyss. The few remaining people become sideshow curiosities and pets for the now dominant creatures who once found themselves in zoos, on dinner plates, and dubious medicine. Exotic animals are delicacies for the wealthy, and mink is highly susceptible to SARS-CoV-2. This old and decaying dollhouse represents the earth, home to both people and animals, but now weathered with age and overuse. But like any old house, it can be renovated.
These little twinkle lights, some little it's not working today.
I love this.
And Jenna wanted to do a little interactive thing for the kids. There's Lincoln logs. I already had a nice light up here, so I just put a couple of these little tea lights and some of the brighter ones down here, which I thought looked a little chintzy, and I just tried to hide them in the back, but I don't know if you can notice. I think she wanted water in the front.
Look a little dirty.
Nah, Gloria, because I told everyone that she's married to an FBI agent. She needs to go on, tell everyone the real reason why I moved to Washington, D.C. Yes, my husband's a senator.
From
Kansas. Kansas.
no. Who's the other one? I can't remember the other one.
I'm not going to tell you.
I can't remember. I should know. Okay, you don't have to.
Because I don't want him to hold this against me. And you never know who's going to show up at these events. And he's got a reputation to keep.
Well, you're not from Kansas.
I'm from Kansas.
You weren't born in Kansas.
You're right. I was born in Oklahoma. Where were you born?
Nebraska.
Interesting. Well, like I didn't
That's
know
not
where Omaha
far from
was.
Kansas. That's not far.
Well, I think they share the same silos.
So you're in the environment of politics. So you go to lots of receptions and fundraisers and stuff like that.
Well, that's interesting that you think that. I'm very much interested in the environment, especially lately. I just finished reading Jane Fonda's new book, What Can We Do? Have you read it? I highly recommend it. In fact, actually, I didn't really read it. I listened to the audiobook version, which I would recommend because Jane reads it herself. Jenna's dog is not well. And because her son is also not able to come, her son is agitating the dog. The dog has Alzheimer's. And her son climbs all over the dog and runs around squealing. And so they can't be left together alone.
So one parent or the other has to be there?
Well, so I offered, and Jenna, she just found out she's autistic. She knew she had some sort of cognitive disorder, but Alzheimer's, it was a lot to swallow. So I think she's really not feeling good now. So I offered to come in and man the booth. So she was upset that kids couldn't come into the gallery even with face masks because they're not vaccinated. It's a competition. So you can build a tall tower, and if you build the tallest tower, you win. If you put the flat ones, and it's okay.
Because after a while, you can't go up.
Young man, I don't remember your name. Dory? That's so interesting because just earlier today, I said, I feel like Dory. Do you want to know why? Well, have you ever seen the movie?
That's the only reason I'm there.
I just can't seem to remember anything anymore, which is why I asked you your name, and you just told me. And I don't remember your name or your name either.
William. My name's William.
You look like a William, but I'm sure in Nebraska they call you Bill.
Yep, that's right.
Cheers.
And what's your name?
Joan Dare. I was hiding from you. I was just making my way back there. I was learning some fascinating things. Curving because the bricks just start to shift over time. What's the technical word when you water the crops?
Irrigate.
They're going to irrigate. And this here's the barn. See the barn?
It's very interesting.
And this is the oil well.
This isn't 3D though. Why isn't it?
I have a secret to tell you. My grandfather discovered hydrofracking.
Really? That's fascinating.
1955.
That made us energy independent.
1955 on Kansas soil.
I didn't know that.
Well, you don't know it because they actually can't frack in Kansas, which is strange. But he came up with the idea of the technology right there in Kansas.
That's made such a difference in our energy situation.
Well, don't get me started because I don't mind talking about it to some people, but I can't talk with Jenna because she's got something about fracking.
She must be a leftist environmentalist. Is there they're the only ones.
More than myself, but I have to say I've been kind of creeping onto the light side, we'll call it. The light side, the side that it isn't the dark side because there's light that's powering the light of the sun, and that light is changing everything for us.
Yeah,
I just read Jane Fonda's book.
you told me.
You know, sometimes I call myself Dory because I can't remember anything. Are you the artist?
Guilty as charged.
Well, I think to the other side, slightly like where you were standing. Yes, yes. Overlapping it just a little.
Well, I don't want to look like I'm taking credit, but I guess we take our pictures with some art. Sometimes it's not all.
Oh, this is for